Hi, this is Miss Fazone, and this is finding this missing side of a right triangle. So this is the third day of SOHCAHTOA. All right, so before we jump into this, let's do a quick review of cross multiplying, because if you can't cross multiply, you're going to be kind of a disaster. All right, I'm going to try to use a pencil. I kind of feel like that would be better. All right, so how do you cross multiply? Bottom times top, bottom times top. 3 times 15 is 45 equals, not over, 6 times x is 6x. I see a lot of 45 over 6x in crazy math that makes absolutely no sense, guys. And then how do you solve for x? Divide. X equals 7.5. I'm pretty sure the answer is. All right. How about if you have x on the bottom? Is there any difference? Not really. X times 2 is 2x. 4 times 20 is 80. And then just divide by 2. X equals 40. Okay. How about number 3? Now, if you have a fraction equaling a whole number, the easy way to do it for a lot of students, put it over 1. 1 times x is x. 5 times 13 is 65. And you're done. Okay. Last one, number 4. Now, this is the hard one, if you consider this difficult. Again, put it over 1, cross multiply. 7x equals 14. Divide by 7, x equals 2. Okay. I've also seen this one where when x is on the bottom, you can just reverse these. So x equals 14 over 7. X equals 2. That works too, but it's kind of like, I don't like that because it's like, why? Why can you just do that? It's because it works out mathematically, but I don't like just rando rules like that. Okay. What is SOHCAHTOA again? What is sine equal to? This is your opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is your adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan is opposite over adjacent. Now notice I write them like that, but I say the correct one. Okay? Even though I say op, I write op, I don't say op. I don't say hype. That's annoying. Say the word. You can speak like you know what you're talking about. The hypotenuse is across from your right angle. Opposite across from your angle given. Adjacent, it's the leg that's next to your angle. Okay? These are really important. All right, let's do a quick review of yesterday. So yesterday we talked about finding the missing angle. So find the value of theta, round to the nearest hundredth. So the first thing you need to do is figure out which of the 3 ratios you're going to use, sine, cosine, or tangent. So remember, it's SOHCAHTOA. If you don't spell it right, you're never going to know what they mean. So which ratio are we going to use for this one? Well, I have my opposite. And what's 7? 7's the adjacent. This is your hypotenuse, but you don't have it. So which of the 3 involve O and A? O and A is your TOA for tan. So tan of theta equals what goes on top? Opposite over adjacent. Now, technically what we're doing is we're using the inverse. This is, imagine there's really parentheses there. The inverse of tan is tan minus 1. So we're really doing tan minus 1 of both sides. Tan minus 1 and tan are inverses. They cancel each other out. So you get theta equals, and we're going to plug in tan minus 1, 24 over 7. So I'm going to break out my calculator. Tan, so I'm going to hit second tangent, and that tan minus 1. So what I hit, again, tan is here. Right above it is your tan minus 1. It's blue. So I'm going to hit the blue second button, then hit tan, and my tan minus 1 comes up. And then I'm going to put in my 24 divided by 7. 73.74. It says nearest hundredth. Hundredth is 2 decimals. Look to the right. It's a 9, so it's 0.74. 73.74. 73.74 degrees. And that's that angle. Okay. Pause the video. Do the next one on your own. All right. Again, I'm labeling. What do I have here? Well, this is my right angle, so I have my hypotenuse. This is my opposite. This is my adjacent. So I don't have my O. I have A and H. That's your cosine. So cosine of theta equals radical 3 over 2. I'm going to do the inverse to find really cosine minus 1 on both sides. So it's cosine minus 1 radical 3 over 2, which equals second cosine radical 3. Close the parentheses. You have to close that 3. 30 degrees. 30 degrees. And we're done. Okay? All right, so that is finding the angle. That's what we did yesterday. So now we're going to move on and find a side. All right? So it's the same process. I think this one's, it's easier and harder at the same time. Find the value of x to the nearest tenth. How many decimal points is the tenth? That's 1 decimal point. All right, so just like before, we have to figure out which trig ratio to use. Right? So we have SOHCAHTOA. All right, so which ratio? We got to label our triangle. So what sides do we have? Well, here this time, notice our angle is an actual number, and that happens here. So this is my opposite. This is my hypotenuse, and this is my adjacent. So which